Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel MadoEnglish.com. This is the platform where you can learn a lot of English. Today I'm going to teach you how to train yourself to think in English. Thus stop translating in your head. I've got some steps that may seem simple at first glance, but they're very useful to all of you. If you follow these steps, you will be well on your way to think completely in English with not need to translate in your heads. Okay, let's get started with step number 1. Which is that? Start with simple words. When you need to train yourself to think in English or any other language, the first thing you should do, this is nothing but start with simple words. When we were children learning a language for the very first time, we start off its individual words. There is no hesitation about it. There is no doubt about these statements given. Wherever you stay, wherever you were, and whenever you become aware of the fact that you have a little bit opportunity to learn some English, you might be on the bus, you might be just talking to someone, you might be walking somewhere, you might be on the train, just look around. Just look around. What you see, try to pick the words from your surroundings. What's happening around you? You have to think more. What's happening? Not to translate in your head. It is very important, it is very much pivotal things for every student for realizing this, to think in English. You have to think for getting the more benefits, more opportunities, more facilities you have to get by thinking in English. You can start with noun. I can say window, curtains, pen, books, smell. You have to identify the words that you don't know. You have to note it down, but you're not going to write it down in your own language. Then bring it to your teacher or your language partner for getting better solution. At the end of the day, look at your new word list and try to work out what these things are. You may go through the Google in English preferably for understanding better, for making yourself understand what you are just learning. Now, the second step is nothing but silent narration. When we were children, we start with words, we move on to simple, short sentences. When you grow older, you become more complex, exactly the same way. When you learn the second language or the additional language, just like we have got in step 1. I want you to look around, think more about what's happening around you. Narrate and try to describe what you are doing, what the animals are doing, what people are doing, what's happening around you. So this means you are going to start needing to use verbs. That's very important. You have to know a lot of verbs. Without verbs, you cannot just think about yourself. Every time you come across something that confuses you, something you don't know how to describe in your head, you need to note it down and think that what can you do? Just go to your teacher or your language partner for solving these problems. But you have to write it down and you have to see it all these times, what you're doing, what you're going to see. Just try to use the simple words, just like a children. Right away, going to the step 3. This is nothing but that's very important, this is very pivotal for students for thinking in English. Don't translate. I have just mentioned before that, never translate in your head. This is the lengthy process. If you let to get a little bit proximities with someone, then you have to think that what's happening around. You have to think that what is going on around you and try to pick the words from them and try to think and be a fluent speaker like that. I'd like to just right now explain about step number 3. This is self-conversation. Having conversation with yourself, it sounds like something a crazy person. It's actually it's not at all crazy, but it's very useful to all of you. This is going to help you practice asking questions and giving replies. It's training you to go through the motions of self-conversations in another language. Not only this is going to help you to train yourself to think in English, it's also going to help you with your general conversation in English. When you become stuck, don't forget to note it down and bring it to your teacher or your language partner. They should be able to help you. Now, if you do this enough, if you have enough conversation with yourself in English, you might find that you start automatically thinking English without even having tried. When you can think in English, then you can be a fluent speaker apart from having any confusions. Normally, when you talk to others, then you have to think that you are using another language. So right now, we'd like to just move to the last step. This is nothing but daily correction. You need correction properly in every single day. It's really difficult to learn a language to fluent level without having someone else help you. Keep your mind connected with English all the times. It's very important that you have to study all this day. It's very important that you study every day. The best possible way of doing this, taking proper classes with qualified teachers in every single day. This might not be impossible for any one of you. On top of that, there is a solution for all of you. MidoEnglish.com will provide an opportunity to learn proper English with real accent. Keep your eyes on your screen to get new videos. That's it, today's lesson. Hope you enjoyed this class. Hope you learned something, and see you soon for our next lesson.